Ashrawampim, always dressed in a white cloth, always looking unique among all the paramount chiefs in the Asante Kingdom, together with his beautiful queen. They are always looking unique among the queen and queen mothers in the kingdom, because of the special role that they played in the Asante Kingdom. The kingdom has given them a unique identity. And so anytime you see any chief in beautiful dress like we are witnessing today in white cloth, it means that that chief play special role in the kingdom. And that's how come they look unique. According to history and tradition, in the olden days, because of the role that they play in the kingdom, they were given some exceptions for them to look unique. And so all the chiefs here, queen mothers here, are dressed in black cloth. But because of the role that they play in the kingdom, they are dressed in white. Because the king always wants them to look unique among the chiefs in the region. So it is only Tepa Manhyia and Aguna Manhyia who always dress differently among the paramount chiefs and queens in the Asante Kingdom. For which reason today, being the final burial rite of the late Asantehemaa and KONADU YIADOM III, all of them are dressed in mourning cloth, but Tepa Manhyia and Tepa Manhyia are dressed in white cloth. That is the traditional meaning. These are people who have special deity known as Manhyia in Tepa. And anytime anyone is looking for open a war, if you consult the Manhyia, as we have been made to understand here, the shrine will give you a child. And the shrine will give that child special identity that would make that child look unique. And so yesterday, the Tepa Manhyia came here with a number of them, explaining the power that that particular shrine Primpons within the kingdom. They all came here to perform their traditional role, responsibilities expected from them in line with the Asante tradition and culture. Traditional leaders from the northern regions were equally here from Monday to Wednesday to also come and more with the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Other dignitaries outside Ghana also came. The diplomatic community also came. And today a number of them are expected to grace the occasion. Former President John Ajekum Kufuor is already seated. Yes, that is the possession of the Manhyia, always in white cloth. Always in white cloth, looking different among Asante chiefs. One will ask, why is he looking different among his peers? Even the drum, the drum that they are beating, is even covered with white cloth, also known in Chi as Nra. The big umbrella on him is also white. And they've written in the umbrella, Abusia Sayenya Wusu da. It means that they will not get anyone like him again. Another long procession of chiefs is also arriving into the palace. The Kumasi business community at the moment has been shut down, and this is in respect to Asante culture. This is to reinforce the Asante culture and the respect the people of Asantehemaa accord His Royal Majesty the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II and Asantehemaa Nana KONADU YIADOM, who we can say is dead, but traditionally what we do know from Manhyia is that until she is buried tonight, the royal family do not recognize her as dead. And so after the burial is done in Bremai Bamu, that is where the official announcement of her passing will take effect, and the royal family led by the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, Bafo Nsumankwahene, who is the spiritual leader, who declare war on death. Then when a new date is announced for the final funeral rites, that war against death will take effect. And during that war, the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II will go to Adum Ahimfie Pampaso in particular, where he will go and well the Asante War Athar, which is in the form of smoke, which is also known in Chi Batakari, and that smoke is known as Batakari Kasia. It is worn by the Asantehemaa during war, and once he wore that, it means that the Asante Kingdom is at war with death. And so during the final funeral rites, that is where we will see a lot of display of Asante culture and tradition, because at that time they are going to war. And every formation will be in a war form. And that is what we have been told. Some of us were lucky to witness this display of Asante tradition and culture during the final funeral rites of the late Asantehemaa Nana Efia Sewa Kobi Ampem, the biological mother of the reigning Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, biological mother of Nana KONADU YIADOM III. Nana KONADU YIADOM III inherited a biological mother. 8 years ago, became the 14th Asantehemaa. She reigned for 8 years as the mother of the kingdom, the chief counselor of Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Because of the role she was playing as the queen mother of the Asante Kingdom, she hardly appeared in public functions. She hardly speak in public as chief advisor or counselor to the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu. She has no right to air. And so all the traditional leaders, whenever things are beyond the understanding, when things are beyond their explanation, they quickly run to her, seek for wise counsel from her, and that makes her the counselor. And so in the Asante, sometimes when traditional leaders sit and they are resolving issues among themselves and they are struggling to find a solution to a particular problem, what they usually say is that meaning they are going to seek counsel from the old lady. The old lady they are referring to is the queen mother, who is the mother, who is the wisdom, who holds the wisdom of the Asante Kingdom. And so whatever the situation is, when they go to her, what she says becomes solution to the problem. And so if you recall, about 3 years ago, the Asantehemaa cautioned traditional queen mothers in the Asante Kingdom not to take the lead role. They should stay behind and allow the chiefs to lead, because they are their last resort when things are out of control. And that is the role of every queen mother within the kingdom. for which reason they do not play lead role in the kingdom. You are still watching GH1 TV live from Manhyia Palace. Day 4 of the week-long traditional burial rites of the late Asantehemaa and KONADU YIADOM. Today marks the final day of the event. The king has already stepped out from the palace for other traditional performances to be observed. So at the moment they are out. We are witnessing beautiful display of Asante culture, Asante tradition, performance of various rituals. Live here in Manhyia Palace. The coverage is live on GH1 TV, Ago TV, GH1 Star FM, and Ultimate FM in Kumasi. Yesterday, the supposed self-claimed Igbo king was in Manhyia Palace to pay homage to Manhyia royal family led by Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei II. And when they came, when he got closer to where Otumfuo was seated, in respect of the Asantehemaa, he removed the regalia on his neck and bowed to the king, a symbol of respect to Asantehemaa and letting the whole country know that he is not at pair with the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei II. Today we are witnessing the various kete drumming groups, dance, and the almighty phantom from. This is Manhyia Palace, home of Asante culture and tradition. Still in Manhyia Palace, we are coming to you live, direct from the main palace, Manhyia Bujarie, and that is where we are. All the paramount chiefs in the region, a number of them are here. They all came here since Monday to mourn with the king. They come in different groups. In different groups to play their traditional roles. Yes. You know, when the Asantehemaa is seated, the last chief or a chief who can come and pay their respect to Otumfuo or come last is Manhyia, who is the who is Otumfuo's uncle. Otumfuo sees him as his uncle and he sees Otumfuo as his nephew. And that is what we are witnessing right now. The executioners known as Abrafo. I mean, you can see them. They don't talk. So that is why they are holding this. They do not talk. They do not talk. His mouth is covered with this beautiful thing. Chicken. That is here. Obaye mahuse akoko shawano. Na obeda kasa ana won kasa. Na the awoye na kire sen. That is what we are witnessing. So adentina wodresi akoko shawona wano.
Amabre ni amane ye kwan so ene na ye jaye maame kwan kura ye ni abre. Akoko ye mrentu na obefa adwom. Eti nanano mo ne moa enworo ntua na momom. Esi eteno ne yedi ne yimusuo. Ti ne yemu obi ahu sa wante kata nti wabadwom yedi na yimusuo. Ti ne otua ma no mama nsan ehwe no. Eti
se aboa foforo nso ebadwom a mo che na mo be ni se ya na.
Aboa bi obabadwom bia na de ye be che no. Ne atetene na mo ato agu pasapasa.
Se odwan ba ubetimi ne na tua wa no se da wodi akokọ ya tua wa no.
Odwan ye chichim. Yebeyi ni ti abuhu ni say da obi kom. Yebeyi ni dua ne 9 de aka de nwura ye mpebiem.
Ite wo ya brafo e de ma ohene ben.
Me wo kuma wo bare ma safo twirebo akodu Asantehemaa be ma chi na medie. Ene wo hu brani bia wodi o manhen bia chi obechi akokọ chi se kuma wo mere mama. Ye ne ye sa mamre o Manhyia.
Na mo amoye brafo yi Juma ben na mudi de ma Asantehemaa.
Asantehemaa brafo de o ma hodo bebere. Ye o ma o kum no o sie. Ye de ya brafo e bona nanom amanhene ho ban. Sa na mamre ne kire.
Ete kuma wu brafo se ekoba se nwumre ye mamum no so a mo beko bia na anase mo de mo wie mo de e wo ha.
Amamre ne amane ye kwanso no. Eni obi a na ko bem. Eni obi a na ko bem. Kuma o man hene nkwa Asante man ebem ye de ye nkobi. Ye
eti unless ye wie e ha dwumadie na chese mo so ma wie mo de ha.
Se Otumfuo peja ne mu na kuma o Asantehemaa bare ma safo twirebo akodu ya peja ne mu a ye de dwumadi abawie ye ti sembra yewura obesi Asantehemaa na em no wa hyeda ebe ye na ye besan ba mamre ne amane ye kwanso.
Na de yatene se ene gidie amamre kwanso ene se Asantehemaa wonwu yi je se yekosie ne wie na se yekosie ne wie a ene na je se amamre kwanso no wawu eno achi no ena mo be suai kon ewo owuo so sa kon no mu suai ne sen na dan na kuma wuma enso abrafo ebeye
o se Nanahemaa dampamu ene o amahin ni bi o mbehye batakari no mako suai akire Asantehemaa sa wo kɔ no wonsi owu kwan won kronkro akire de ebeti bia ye neje esem ne nkoso enti ne ubehu samahin ne bi de batakali be kwa akosua ya kire na KONADU
ubetimi akire mu iye amahin ne ben ne be kɔ akosua akire Asantehemaa emum no na omo aka kire ne se okɔ no onko krakra akire iye amahin ne ben saa ena ewo akonya se omutumi kɔ ekoye saa amamre no
ye wo kuma wo bare ma safo twirebo akodu a ena mampon ye wurade okɔ de ba bi ye be ba dwaben Otumfuo papa ye be ba de ho ye be ba mama hene bebre kwa man oroso oni ho aman ni bi ni ho ba ye aman hene nsia omo be ba na we na de omo na na Asantehemaa omo tira ma de ato omo ni a adofo ebo a omo
ne be kɔ emum ne nkyɛn na omo ene emum no akokasa na omo abisa emum aka ade omo his abisa de ato emum na nim se Nanahema ekwa akurai onkoye samampa na fe ombo Asantehemaa eho ban sa ana se ente sa kire yemu ye esuai ben na omo beye
wo ho se Asantehemaa eka bibi se nana wukwe kosi asamankwan de woni ba baba we ya semani nya bi de wo pa wonya de wo hwe sika wonya ni nyina ya Asantehemaa amamra obrempon ana wodupon bi tutu a ya de sibi bi kira no fi so ye de ogidi eza asamado oman enye sanka Asantehemaa amamra na so nyina ho besi ne enti nananom bako no makọ sibi bi atire obatampa so wo koyo o Asantehemaa enye nkoso de ye de kwa akoja ne kwan no de se de ye wura sore ni amamra ne amane ye no ya se abo achechede ye penimbo jadodo a ye de nsuo ye de efrem ene Asantehemaa mu a school for ni na anko school utumfo ahene ni ne tumi na saa na ye ma akoso ne wo hene bi ye ni Asantehemaa eti e be sra do fo amhwe ye se so utumfo sore ne na nso e free be no numu kona obia amfani die e ma de ani die se e fata no na chechede ye penimbo jadodo a ye de nsuo ye de efrem ye company sem na wo badwom
ha se wabo no tofa ye company sem na wo badwom na mom se abo achechede epenimbo jadodo a ye de nsuo frem ye da ase abrafo no dodo na eda so ewo ha kumawu abrafo ene ya akasa wo kire se akukọ wei aya ni amon ho wo badwom enti akukọ no ade a yakum no ye de kire se Asante ene emmoa entimi endi juma emmom eno nti no ade a saa akukọ yi ena yakum no owura ma membo ne tofa brofum na membra ho. The Obrafo that I just spoke to is from Kumawu, and what he told me is that the cock that is hanging or he is holding with his mouth misconducted itself here in Manhyia Palace. Today, the ban was that you do not open your livestock. You do not open any animal to go for grazing. This cock was roaming astray, and so he has to kill it and hang it through his mouth. This is a symbol, a communication symbol to the public that the chicken or the cock misconducted itself by crossing the boundaries, for which reason they have to, use it for sacrifice. And so that is what we are witnessing now. And he told me that the ban on human movement today, exactly after 5 p.m., is still something that they are going to enforce. And that anyone who disrespect that directive could have a spiritual encounter with the executioners, also known as Abrafo, that can be fatal. And so the caution is that remain indoor after 5 p.m. when the Tumfo rises from the funeral ground. Go home. 7 p.m. executioners will be on the streets to clear road for the king and the Manhyia royal entourage, including the Nsumankwa people, for them to go and give the late Asantehemaa befitting burial in line with tradition and Asante culture. Nana Brandy, Babacha Yafra was an hour Obrafo Emma Henifa.
Yafra me Okofo Japan. Me ya top reniba.
We are
top reniba.
We are Obrani.
Yeah, top refo.
Mofi Santemantamo haya.
Kumasi channel so.
Na Santemantamo ha mo bro adwuma amudi mo nso mo dwuma di amudi ene sen.
ya bra duma ye die ne say ya ye ni paketwa because ya ne yesika yesika da sikadwa ne so ye wen sikadwa no enti sabe na nakwa akura ya ne ye wen funu no sade e be ya ni pabonfu obi amfa ne nsameka
wo free funu no ho e na abasisi ya na adan ne wasore free ho
oh say ya doso nti sase mitu pasa
nti mo wen funu no e wo Obahema ahimfie ho no enadwi mo so mo be pie bi mo na mo be di funu no baba ho ban e de akoba mu ana se eno so ye
bra no so a wo mo e be ba be fa konso be ba say ya doso obi a wo fekuyo no obi a wo de odie
me pede nkomo no ba bi a ekọ no eti abrafo no ye wo fekuo ahodo ya obi a ne dwumadi a odi e wo sante mantamu ha eti abrafo fekuo no eye sen
media me kandia minti minchira se yese ya na asese by fekuo no de minimum emunum yese otufo eda ekona kura na asa wo hima ekona kura ye wen funu no
eti mo am wen funu no mo ne hwan no
yes toprefo ekropon ne pa akoso hene ana hiya ubese anse hene
eti mo ena mo wen efunu no eti efunu mo wan anajo nyina na se
kopem sa de obe
se enen nan ni a ye de oba panini eto empam no ma wen ne sa besi
na me ka se pa akosofo no beba toprefo beba enti we bra we se beje sa na tie
and then say modjuma no eden yes na mo zo mo ka se ena nwumre mo se ye na
ndia sadia wate kokko so ka ye no enye wano kura na beka efiri tete asem bi ba se ya enipa banfo obi timi de wo mo hudim di bone de hye sabe nana enti wase obia na misra manfo se sade be ya obia beda na enipa bonefo amfa ye hu anyimu anhye otumfo
yeda wase. So that is one of the executioners. That is one of the executioners explaining to us. So now what we do understand is that here in the Asante Kingdom, they have different groups of executioners, also known as Abrafo. Each of them play different traditional role. There are 5 of them who serves as bodyguard whenever the queen or the king visits their ancestors. Once it is announced that the queen has passed on and the body is laid in state, that 5 group of executioners would have to be positioned in the queen's palace, where they will serve as bodyguards for the body, and that they will be rotating from morning, afternoon, evening, and night until the 4 days long state mourning is over. That is when their responsibilities will be over. And so that is what they are currently doing in Manhyia Palace. And when we concluded our interview with him, he ended with caution, stating that tonight they don't want to see anyone on the streets. The reason is that when such funeral activities are ongoing, and if the queen is going to be buried tonight, some people could take advantage of that to commit crime against humanity, which they would either link it to Asantehemaa or the royal family or Asante people, Manhyia in particular. And so for everybody to be safe in Kumasi in particular, the advice is that please remain indoor to avoid any problem, and that is why they have told them to remain indoor. Obayini, mempacha wonso we obrani. Na we brani emma abusuakuo ben.
Me topre.
What say?
Me topre di feku.
Ete woni obayini nyina mo fa. Madam so ade sese munya akwanya ene yen ababe kasa ewo GH1 television so. We are still live in Manhyia Palace observing the final burial rites of the late Asantehemaa and KONADU YIADOM the third. In any moment from now, the king who stepped out few minutes ago will return for the funeral to take off. The people going. And that is what is happening right now here in Manhyia Palace. We are witnessing different tradition performance in Manhyia Palace. Various groups are here performing their traditional roles. So interesting. You are live on GH1 television, live on Star FM in Accra, live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi. Today marks the final burial rites of Asantehemaa, Nana KONADU YIADOM, the church. And any moment from now, the Christian burial church service would be observed in Manhyia. It is non-denominational church service. However, the service will be led by the Anglican Church. The late Queen is a member of the Savior Church, but in line with tradition, when you become the king or the queen of the Asante Kingdom, you automatically become a member of the Anglican Church. And so they will lead the church service. The Anglican Church was introduced by Asantehemaa Prempeh first in this country, in Asantehemaa in particular. And so the royal members, Anglican Church is for them. We have here Ambassador Dentha. She's here to have a conversation with us. I'm sure she has seen a lot in Manhyia today.
I have.
And so we'd like to speak to her. So far, I'm sure you are coming today or you've been here since Monday.
It's my first day coming.
And what has been your observation so far?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, it's a sad time that we're mourning, but the cultural experience is mind-blowing. I'm just so proud to be in Ashanti and to be here at this time.
What are some of the unique things that you have observed so far?
I mean, just the king sitting on his throne with all the umbrellas around him and him just, you know, doing a little dance here and there with Adwa. I mean, it's amazing.
The gestures I'm seeing, you're trying to exhibit. Does it mean that you are a good dancer?
Not really. Not really.
I wanted to put you to a test.
Them putting me to the test. Don't put me to the test. But no, I'm glad I'm here and to mourn with our king and to just experience so many people. Everybody just, and the streets of Kumasi is quiet. There's no traffic. You wouldn't believe it. So it's an amazing time to be here.
In the morning, I was trying to get vitamin C, and I was struggling to get one.
Everywhere is closed.
Especially the pharmaceutical shops, even around Manhyia, they were exempted. But still, some decided not to open.
No, they decided to stay and mourn with the king, which is important. And it's so nice to see so many people here.
So, what is the unique thing that you have seen among the women who are here?
I think everybody's dressed decently. Everybody is displaying our culture. There's nobody like not in Ntoma. Everybody's in traditional outfits, which is incredible.
You have traveled around the world. The conversation of making funeral a tourism came up some time ago.
Yeah.
Ghanaians mock at it. With what we are witnessing today, can we say that it is something that we should look at?
100%, especially when a big person like Asantehemaa has passed away. It's important that we do funeral tourism. There's sports tourism, there's health tourism, there's so many different tourism. This is cultural. This is like our identity and I think our heritage, and people need to hear about it.
So you think that we should revisit that conversation and select some funerals that the state can take interest and draw more tourists to it so they can learn our culture, tradition, among other things?
Absolutely, because when I was sitting down, I heard the MC explaining what is happening, the people that are passing by. I mean, we're all learning. This is my first time at such a big funeral myself, and I'm literally blown away by what I've heard and what I've seen.
Today you have a diplomatic passport. It's one of the conversations in town. Are you going to capitalize on that to be the ambassador for funeral activities to project Ghanaian culture to the global world?
I think for the past 20 years I've been promoting Ghana. I've been promoting our culture, our heritage. If you even look at what we did in London, Akwesi Day, I was part of that. So already we are always promoting Ghana. This is just to kind of endorse the work that we have been doing and we will continue to do. Definitely we will try and promote this as well.
Yes, we understand if not this unfortunate person, there was going to be another Akwesi Day in London. But this, it was cancelled because of this unfortunate development. Are we going to fix another date?
Yes, definitely. Hopefully next year, God willing.
Thank you very much, Dentha. Enjoy your stay in Manhyia Palace. And so, yes, you're live on GH1 TV, still providing live coverage from Manhyia Palace here in the Ashanti region, where Asantehemaa is mourning the passing away of the Queen Mother of Asantehemaa, Nana KONADU YIADOM the third. Here in Manhyia, we are witnessing different display of Asante culture, different display of tradition, different display of Asante symbols, and that makes the whole event more interesting. Yes. Still in Manhyia Palace. Providing live coverage of the 4 days long burial rites of Asantehemaa Nana KONADU YIADOM the third. A lot of chiefs are here. We'll speak to them, understand their traditional role in the kingdom. Opini mpacho ya frau say.
Ya frau me Nana Asamoah Mensah. Ni
Asamoah Mensah eye wo hene ema kuro ben na dwumadie ben na wudi de ma Santeman.
Nana Asamoah Mensah eye New York Asanteman County hene.
New York Asanteman County.
Na me hene ne Nana Kwabena Amache.
So you are in town with dollars, right? Good. Nana Amache ene wo hene. Wo New York ho. Dwumadie ben na mudi edema Santeman. Now if you America they say you betimi aka brofo.
Aye betimi aka brofo but you see ano aye ya mamre. Me brofo no me kan onti. Eti ye ya mamre eti me nya mamre ne nwie. Ye wo mu nyina ne say ye hema etoye ye wura ma ya sote. Na me ne me hene ene ye hema nom efri ho nom ena ya ba beduru ha. Enti no ye baba somai as amamre ni amamre enti na ye waze.
New York, how are you projecting the Asante culture and tradition? Because this is a place where their culture is different. The way they do their things is different. The Ghanaian young guys, young kids there, I mean, how are you ensuring that they become used to the Asante culture?
Okay. The Okani no enema ye wa hasisi ye bi wo honom amamre no youth no nyina ye de kire wo mo ye co schools ekoye amamre ye co churches ekoye amamre e wo ho obi to ne badin kura ye ko ayi ase say ye ni nyina entwene ne ye invite panifo nyina omu nyina eba ebetai Asantemachi eti ye boa yufufo no e wo ho ba said a very almost remfi as amamre e Asante.
Na your restrictions baby they no mutimi ye we nyina
ye we nyina o park so ye kosre permit ni ye ko mayor kra e ma ye permit e ma ye nyina ko tena ho e bodede say ya
na Asante phone call ebi mu fi abroche ba twi no kra o mutimi nka eno so den na mo ye fa ho ne ma me ye Santini ne papa ye Santini and so twi kra wontimi nka
eno na ye ne o mu fi a ye ka kire o mu me ame ba kra ka ho ye ka kire o mu se mu nsu a kofa jene we breme kofa nchini we breme go mami nsuo ezo no gina ho eti wo ya na wakofa nsuo no se me ka se fa nsuo no na de ahye nsem na de abrɛ wo ne nyina wo mo de isua
mo hwɛ sɛ mo ba represent Asante
Jom ohane nkron David nyom Jom ohane nkron
ye ba ne no amamre ne amane a ya behunu wo ha no je se agitwam na onyame enhyira yewura oma na kwatenten omhyira Asanteman.
So that is also one of the Asante divisional chiefs in United States of America telling us things that they do in the US, trying to represent the Asante culture fully in abroad. For him, a lot of Ghanaians born in America, a lot of them cannot even speak the local language. And so now they've taken it upon themselves, making sure that the people can speak Twi. They are used to the Asante culture. They are used to the Asante tradition, so that when they come or they return home, they will be used to the traditional activities in the region. And so that is what they are doing at the moment. We are still live in Manhyia providing extensive coverage live on GH1 TV of the late Asantehemaa Nana KONADU YIADOM III final funeral rites, which is today. The king has stepped out to go and perform other traditional activities. And so as we speak now, he is not within the palace. He was in Palanquin, accompanied by divisional chiefs. We are expecting that very soon he will be back, and when he's back, the burial church service will start. We will speak to Asantehemaa. There were a lot of queen mothers here that we'll try to speak to. That is Manhyia Palace. Security is very, very tight here. Security is very, 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 very tight here. And Nana, there are a lot of chiefs here. We'll try and speak to them here in Manhyia Palace for them to give us. Give me one. To know what is going on in the palace, so that the people will appreciate all the traditional activities currently ongoing in the palace. Nana Mepacha, your friend was saying?
Your friend Nana Apieje Dankawoso the first.
Nana Apieje Dankawoso the first is also here to mourn what the Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei the second. Nana, Udi Hene was Asantehemaa.
Wadaroma, me Nana Utusri Bojabima Hene, Echame. Currently, I'm the President General of the West African Nobles Forum and the immediate past president of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, also the past president of the Pan-African Chambers of Commerce and Industry.
And I'm excited to host you live on GH1 TV here in Manhyia Palace. Now, when we say Dwabin, what role do Dwabin play in the Asante Kingdom?
Dwabin here there, or no, you two for Kuma. It's you know, Sauha, if we now know Dwada, Everpim and they, you know, two for transfer, Simpi and the Swa. Mekan days in Oswa, only Otumfo and Otumfo said the Faso, Asana Kofodia, a new job in on the Swaba. Omonde Aman here, Omoya and Yanomo Emma Otumfo. Omina Yokofo, Etino Sabibinia, Otumfo in your Kumano. It's a Bamam Remua, Caneno and Yakokono, the job in mine, Ewa Kudro, job in mine, Etimidianimu, Emma Yukum, Tim Dakari, any Ahifubebre, Emma Etimikonka. A lot of the places are called Tokwakono. It plays a very significant role in the history of Ashanti, and it continues to be part of Asantehemaa.
Why is it that anytime Dwabin is attending event that Otumfuo is attending, he comes late?
He doesn't come late. That is the tradition. Otumfuo ba ebe transfer now asuma or the poposo. The sword, no, the greatest power or the authority, no, and the Asuma Sem Kofa Dwabin Hinimra. Now a Kofa Naba. You say, I'm going to Yaba. Or no chat to a Yabafran, or no Abakuma Hene. It was about Tono Boase, or Nanti said, Opibia, or the Canina, now a young mamma, I bring in a you, a drabo, I bring in no, Sana.
Yes, Asante, your mind, HRSA.
Asante your mind, just say Asante Ginaya Baku. A man to another, my hearing Baku Makubese, at your son or che, 78 ɛna ebere bi ɛba sɛ na obiara di ne ho so dwabe di ne ho so mampo di ne ho so kokofu bɛkwae nsuta ɛne deɛ akeka ka ho nyinaa ɛkyerɛ na bi bɛkeka ho otumfoɔ bobɔ obi ka ho otumfoɔ abɛbɛ bakɔ no nso bɔ obi ka ho na deɛ kyerɛ ne sɛ na otumfoɔ sɛ tu yɔnko bi a ne yɛfrɛ no kɔfanɔkye ɔno ɛna ɛnam no so ɛma yɛn nyinaa yɛka bɔ mu ka sɛ yɛnyi nnipa baako a ɔno na obɛdi asantefoɔ nyinaa so sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a biribi ni a yɛn kokoko yɛbɛtumi aka yɛn ho abom ewiase ɔdɔ ɛna ɛyɛ ɛte aseɛ ɛna ɛyɛ yɛyɛ baako a yɛgyina yɛpaapa mu a yɛhwe ase ɛno ti ɛma kɔfanɔkye ɛkɔ mo ya ma sikadwa kofi efiri soro baeɛ ebesi ɔsɛɛtu nyamekɛse ɔne ɔsɛɛtu a odi kan ebesi ne nan so ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔno ɛna no ɔyɛ Asantehemaa hene anaasɛ Asantehemaa nyinaa wura ɛno ti efiri saa mmerɛ no ɛba no yɛyɛ biribi a ɛfrɛ no Asante Confederacy Asante Confederacy no ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa deɛ nsa bɛhyɛ aseɛ sɛ efiri na ɛkɔ no yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛsom Asantehemaa Asante ayɛ ɔman baako a yɛwura ɛne ɔsɛɛtu efiri hɔ no ɛna successive kings aba yɛnam mu a ɛnɛ abɛpie yɛwura Asantehemaa nyamekɛse ɔsɛɛtu a ɔtɔ so mmienu so eti ɛyɛ ɛtoasoɔ ɛna ɛyɛ toaso na mmom no yɛn nyinaa yɛgyitum sɛ yɛyɛ nipa baako yɛwɔ adwene baako adwene no ne sɛ yɛkɔ sa yɛwɔ akokoduro biribi a yɛyɛ biara no yɛkɔduro honhom na mmom no yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ yɛma obiara ntwi fa yɛ so ɛfa yɛ kasa so ɛfa yɛ didie so ɛne biribi a yɛde bɔbra and that is culture the way of life nti Asantehemaa deɛ ɛyɛ baako a yɛn nyinaa yɛka yɛn ho bom ehu yɛn ho sɛ yɛyɛ nipa baako sɛbe ɛtɔkwa anaasɛ biribi koraa ba yɛn ntam a otumfoɔ frɛ na ɔka asɛm no a obiara te ne ho ase sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛgye tum sɛ ɔno yɛ yɛwura.
In the conversations, we have always heard this proverb, or we've heard people say, "Oh, Asante Nkai," meaning Asante for your ungrateful people. What is the right? Can you explain this thing for us?
I am the Sa Busa Misasami. Yakasa Asante Nkai a, and then Nkai say, Obekai Bibi, being ingratitude or ungrateful. There be so what you wait, maybe I'll free. Wabe Kumase, now by Jumawaha, now you two say, Asante for the air and air fair, and so any, now the Hobe Bomwa. Yan Kai baby I'll free back. Your foul so kind of hopper. It has Asante for and Kai say, Ufri baby, Sabi, you cruma. Abusia Bebre, and answer Crobebre, and Fanti for her. Your Fanti New Town. Ah, your Mohine. Your was Zongo for Ahine. Your Gonja Hine, and then Crow Cracker saying Bebre. Ah, Niginano. Your farm one kind of hopper. Say a trans Asantehemaa councillor. There was some crop in your baby Ashamoma, Omina Tina. No Muna so somebody a car, you have opportunity. And almost come on my day. It's just some kind of home. Jomoka Asantehemaa council. Asante Nkai will be Sabi will be Mubaya. And I say a coco and a chain on the moon, and I didn't buy no other kind of one, all the engineers somewhere. Young Kaisa Sabi or ceremony. No mono, Yakaisa. Yeah, dear Nimun say, Okaya home. It's Asante Nkai no, a just a young Kaisa, baby of free bano, and only the Becca Onum. There be no moment, yes, Asante Nkai say, Ebi away be Santini, Nasabio, Sabi, only why there be a just attitude. Etino, me fast akonya so, no much less said. So, ba Asantehemaa, now Pesa Otia Sumase, O Pesa Otia Mamrase, now near Bakwa. Young Kai Wachi, sir, I had no friend and no free. You who sell kind of precope, leading also in Nipabako, a Ghana for.
This is very important explanation. Can you give this explanation in English? Because
what I'm trying to say is that the accolade that Asante Nkai does not mean that Asante is not, all those who come from Asante are very ungrateful. No, that's what we are saying. We believe in unity. You believe in unity. You believe in unison. We believe that when we come together, we become strong and stronger and the strongest. And so anybody, wherever you come from, irrespective of your background, when you come and you think that, or you believe that you can be part of us so as to become one people, we embrace you and will not remind you or remember that you come from elsewhere. And that brings us together. United we stand, divided we fall. And that is what it means.
So Asantes do not remind people where they come from. You embrace all kind of people. So the word Asantehemaa doesn't mean that the Asante people are ungrateful people.
We can never be ungrateful. We can never, because we have this in our adage that you was saying now you can't say and yet ingratitude is sinful. So it's part of our culture, it's part of what we say. And so all that we want to say is that irrespective of your background, wherever you come from, we try to make you part of us. We share our land with you. We do all other things with you. And sometimes too, we share our chieftaincy with you. And that makes us a people who embrace all other forms of culture, and we are all one.
Thank you very much, Nana Duncan, also, who is the linguist of Nana Dwabin Manhyia. Nana Dwabin Manhyia is the is it a nephew or
No, it's a brother.
It's a brother.
Younger brother of Otumfuo.
He's a younger brother of Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei II, and he is the only paramount chiefs in the Asante Kingdom who, anytime when their king sits in states, he comes last, and it's a tradition. It is not because he is disrespectful. Whenever Otumfuo is seated, Otumfuo will send a delegation to go and bring him so that he will come and sit behind him. And so that is the role that he plays in the Asante Kingdom. You are still live in Manhyia Palace. I have seen another beautiful group of women here in the palace, fully decorated. We will speak to them, know the role that they are also playing in Manhyia Palace today. Now, and then me want to say, Mode ayi atumukun na monso moye abusuakuo ben.
Me ba cho na afia ko bi say wampem. Na abadin 204. Ena na ye hu mu hu ye nsa de we dida ye ko mu no.
Yeah, they want to the late Asantehemaa. Yeah, when you baby ko ya ne ba ene Asantehemaa order for me. Ete ye fra o
Na afia ko bi say wampem. Me na me wo na akwan adu. Na me wo Asantehemaa nso.
And bibi ato wani.
Mani ato kokko wa papa ene mani abre. Esan say me piesie na da for me. Ene mani abre pa.
Can you so Nana KONADU YIADOM and the first born Emma Asantehemaa.
Me pa chawai ne ba pani pa ne piesie na KONADU YIADOM a ye wo no mredan. Ye wo no mredan fie. Me ba pani no.
Nana KONADU YIADOM yeah and order for mono ne Asantehemaa on so nya ne baby ko ono ene ne ba panyin yewura Asantehemaa so otoso sing
me ba cha ona ye ka akiri
Otumfuo ne la
me ba cha no mo yenum pani na yesie ne nei na ketoa ne obrempon
na anuafo no say akasen
me ba cha aka Nana Asantehemaa nko a
ene de ni braba
pa
abadin tofuo yi mo aye de moto Asantehemaa no so Santema mo ha mo ye djuma bi djuma be na mo di de ma no
me pa cha ya nana ya som nana ya ba fie be som amamre ne amane bia ena yanya yade ya to no so enye obi a na wo a na ode ne ba ato no eye adesia na ahemfo na ena omode omma eto no na ansa na wode oba ba beto no kura no aje se odi ka be bo amane na ogitum na afi waya amane ne amane no abetu din ansa na wamakwade wato no enti ye do ba obesom ana sade tie no no
mamra no betimi a kire mu mamra na wode because yesi yenko ohima na ohenanim kwa kwan be so na obefa wo be kwa akoto nanim se maame ma wo ba na mepesa me de ba no to
oh me pa cha wada ma se me na na fie ko bi se wampem ameti we me nana kwa yie ni nuane na na fie ko bi se wampem Enti emra me papa kwaku yebo a enyem me no ana o ka kire ne maame nua aye na nafie ko bi se wampem se me no oba bi nyem enti na wo a wadaworoma me de ne beto o si mi som enti mra ye wo me no ana o ka kire ne se onfa me mra efie ana o de me baaye enti o eba sa o mo hye niema na ya to din no oya we de ma dia tumia me dia ma fa ma ade na ya do wato no enti o ma obia hu se ya do wato no enti wo ba Manhyia fikasie mu a me nana ni o ba bia wo betia bia Asantehemaa wura enti me dodo na afra me wo abrempon because my wo Asantehemaa ma wo Asantehemaa enti sa na tie
mo a yede mo to sante se de to Asantehemaa ya te se ore na hwe wo ho nsem te se
me ba cho wadaroma ekwan ya ofa so ehwe wo mo ne se ebi a maba meme wo Asante Asokore enti me bebo na Hema amane se na wadaroma Asokore na mawari a meni me kunu wo ma wo ma enan na wadaroma me pe ba bi ene nkola na tena enti na frɛ Asokore hena no abona amane se me na ba ko wo kuro mu ho ma na ba bi ntena sa na Asokore hena twa sase no de amount na wasida na wote so sa na tie
na just ya do to Asantehemaa dia ene FF 4453 bibia
no kure so utimi ye bodu nko ade a ene wonam a ya nam ye didi kwa enkrofo hwe ye kwa sa na tie
udidi kwa ofa bibia kwa
didi kwa sesi a mejina me ka se boto duane ma me ni a udi mirika kura onye ma abedi dia boto ama me sa na tie
manso suku ko ho nsem te se
oh ya masuku kwa de no kura nyame anim ne ene ma nyina ade da na kwa mu sa me be ko school na me be bona na Hema amane se na me ba nya admission ebi atepa obama me protocol na me de akora ne ko sanity
protocol
obeti mi afra atepa hene me nana ba ako o se ne nana ne ba nursing watepa enwo asem te so ma ne mra enti se odi akora ne ko atepa hemfi a ne ko kira atepa hena obama na admission enti se nkrofo tua protocol no ye ntua bi
mo apomuden ho nsem so
ya apomuden ho nsem so ya wo hospital wa ha Manhyia me ho dodo me na me ba me babo na nanom amane a me ko hospital eno so free
ewiase de ase ebeja mo
ameja yan na ewiase ankasa ya won ebi beja bi enye obi kan say ye nyina ya pa enya no kore ebi de da bi achi because ayi a ye ne nei enye obi a na ebe ye na ye sa enye obi a na ebe ye na ye sa enye obi a ene ebe ye be ye na ye sa de ye na akwan do aye enti enipa de ebi de da bi achi
ayemfo chine ye
ebi de da bi achi
me da ase
de say kutu
say bam Madam, I say. So, I mean, interesting conversation. These are people, beautiful women, named after the late Asantehemaa, Nana Afiakobi Sewa Ampem, who is the mother of Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei II, and the current late Asantehemaa Nana KONADU YIADOM III. And the woman is telling me that since she was born and named after the Asantehemaa, she has not lacked anything in this country. Her education was secured and sponsored by the Asante Queen. The land on which her house is was secured for her by the Asantehemaa. The building was built by the Asantehemaa for her. Anything that she needs in this world, when she tells the Asantehemaa, she secures it for her. And so that is what the Asantehemaa has done for her. And before the Asantehemaa would even agree that your child should be named after her, they do their background checks of you. And that person must be a member of the royal family. And once she accepts for your child to be named after her, she takes the full responsibility and ensure that that child never lacks anything in this world. And that is what she has gained from the late Asantehemaa. You are still alive here in Manhyia Palace. Traditional display is ongoing. Otumfuo is out of the palace. Very soon he will arrive here in the palace. And when she comes, then the burial service would also take effect here in Manhyia Palace. Don't forget that the burial service is non-denominational service. However, it will be led by the Anglican Church. Nanaima memao aha edeba Manhyia.
Mejo so.
Na me pacho ye fra wo say.
Ye na banwa adom.
Di wodi hene wo he awo ye ewu ha.
Me shim na me san ye o hema ma were hema okotoku mam.
Na say wundi ju santemanta mu ha. De wo busua no mo ka ho bi hana.
Debi ye okotoku for na eto asante a so. Enti enra ye wura na eba Nana Asantehemaa or Asantehemaa waka nchegu
na mo ba ye mo hwa me koso ha enso so ye bi da wo mo ne kotoku for Asante amamre nso so ye bi wom biribi foforo ben na wa hunu ne
ye Asante ani kotoku amenyina ye baako ye nuanom tena ne yakọ ye wo baabi ana enti sane me kan no ye ne ewura also your doctor from Palma so also na ikotoku menra ye nyina na ye ba ye nra na ye ba be boa na wa be boa ni nua na na say tutu wopim so na wakata na Asantehemaa chi kura
say ye hwe niema ekoso wo ha yi a chese niema na ye niema efe na wo so wo hwe say as a chieftaincy ahemfonom ebi na we can wait here we can wait here nananom then amo ye fa sa na ma say de be betimi aka ye ho abo na yetimi a project Ghana culture ye
menimi ye sane wo ka no nokra de na enso sane ye wo traditional castles wo ne regional and national house of chiefs menim say ene ma bi wo ha ACC a ene ma gu akwan mo mpese omo hyehye ene ma bi ma ahemfo anim eyedu enti no because ye nka ho a aban kwantumi mu man no enti no yenim say ye mpanyimfo no behwe na ministry a o hye chieftaincy no nso omu nyina behwe na keka ne mabom na e de pepere ye ene odo ene ntiase aba yemu ya
na Hemaa ya da wase ene wonso ba wo de ba say wo be ka Asantehene ho na ene wagya ni nua ba enso kwan ya da wase. So that is the Queen Mother from Kotoku in the Achem, the eastern region. Of course, what he's telling us here is that whenever anything bad before the Asante kingdom, because of their close relations with the Asantehemaa, they are equally affected. And so today they are here to mourn with Asantehemaa Otumfuo Osei Tutu and also help them to lay the Queen Mother to rest. Now my good friend and brother and church member Victor is here. Victor, I know you are coming from Nsuta area. Yes. So Nsuta people, what role do you also play in the Asante Kingdom?
Well, I let me say a good afternoon to everybody. You know, for Nsuta traditional, we are the direct anchor to His Majesty, and you know the is on the seat. So the traditional council is a pivotal in terms of Asantehemaa. And that at such an occasion we come in full force to ensure that we give respect and honor to one, His Royal Majesty, and also to ensure that we properly transition, also join us, and also continue to shower the blessings of the Lord on Asantehemaa. And so we are here in our numbers to ensure that we finally see to the transition, the final transition of our dear grandmother and our queen. So yes, we are here in our so much, and I think it's very glorious. Since Monday up to today, it has been glorious. And if you have history and are up to date, you will see that the depth is even yet to come. By close of the day, you Asantehemaa in full force. I'm sure you yourself and your viewers are really enjoying the rich culture and the tradition of the Asante people, and for that matter, the whole of the country. And that is one important issue. Asantehemaa is about Asantehemaa is about peace, it's about cohesion, and it is the whole nation, it's the whole of Africa. That shows the potency of the black power and the. So yes, this is unity, this is about cohesion, this is exhibition of culture, and that is what we are all happy about. That it is bringing together
the Asante.
Well, I think that one thing people that we are much interested in making sure that at every stage in time we pass on our tradition to the next generation. And so it is important that even though we are in a modernized world, modernization does not take away our real roots and our tradition. Yes, we embrace innovation, we embrace modernism, but it must not be sacred. Our traditions must not touch on the modernism. We always study the Asante people at every stage of lives. We ensure we pass on our tradition to the next generation, and that has been the real issue here. And in doing so, we are also particular about making sure that at least the minimum, our language is at the center of everything that we do. At the appropriate time where we need to speak English, fair deal. But every other gathering, the first is our language, and it's important that we continue to do that, so that in the initial stages of building our children, we imbibe in them our culture, our tradition, and in every household, we must ensure we do that. And I think this is one of the unique things that we must also applaud our king, because if you see from the time he has been, he took over, you realize that he had always ensured that our tradition is rooted in every aspect of our lives. And it is a great thing to see that almost all the paramountcies under this kingdom is also ensuring that we do same at our individual offices. And I think that is the unique thing that is happening in.
During the prophet, Otumfuo said, Asantehemaa, how did you do the message?
The emphasis of the kings was to the point that some of us, because of possibly the academic laurels that we get of the insights we get with regards to modernism, education, positions and all that, we tend to forget our culture. And that is why, look, if you come to the palace here and you check the people who are serving the king, you get all spheres of people with different professional backgrounds, people with acumen in industrial experiences who are all serving here. You have professors who are serving here. You have engineers who are serving here. You have who are serving here. Irrespective of the professional height you get to, you must ensure that you are back to your roots. You must ensure that the tradition that gave birth to you is supreme, and that you do not in any way adulterate your tradition and where you are coming from because you have gained some professional. The emphasis was to the effect that wherever, irrespective of attain, irrespective of the financial or occasional ground, the important thing is to ensure that you remember your tradition, you remember the customs that has shaped you to that point, and also make sure ethics, the moral high ground of the Asante people, also everywhere that you find yourself. If you are Asante who believes in the moral high grounds of the people of Asante and as bright with those ethics and standards, it is so that in today's world, everyone has also become distraction. And it is important that we remember the true identity and ensure that these things, this moral and ethics standard of all of us are shown at our individual workplaces and wherever we find ourselves. That is important.
Are you a member of this club?
Yes, I am a member. I am a former member, former executive of Asante Students and a member of the professional club. But it's important to know we are also part of tradition to our people.
So what is the objective behind the formation of the Asante Club?
The main objective is we bring that so that we can reshape of people who into higher heights, and also your network to develop our kingdom, and also to ensure we are able to it's expected of us and of the king to the people of Ashanti, and to ensure development peace in the areas at large.
Thank you very much, Victor. A member of the Asante Professional Club and a native who is part of the explaining to us the concept behind the formation of Asante, or why you took to stress on Mawasante saying here. Mama via mobile we say that yeah na mo de tanin na amasa and also a kaden ewo ayiyoyimu.
Me da wase nyampon enhia amefa ewa wumetia na atwene bo akuampon otumfo atane akuampon
Now atane eyede ade
atane no se nananom ayekusa na enkania eni ho no mo no eja adi nananom anim ananom akosa ana eno ne nko se nananom ayekwa a yeso ya manim na nananom de edi se yaso eyebre ye boa na yeso ano no na adaoja na yedi nananom anim yedi Asantehemaa anim na Asantehemaa akọ okun no mo ekọ no fu se edomanim no mo ba na etimi se ya ba no se kane ni huti no eyi anana nananom ewisu
ni ekun na ma kofa we ba ye
fans ya nana pampepa no aye Asantehemaa aba to okun ayanya eyi enko ti nana os atwe nana otumfo mekase ba wedi nana otumfo ani abo ne nka yese embra na kane no no eye bre nana to odi nanim agene kokon agene sa eti wenu ye na eye abakosem a ewo so ebe mi se obo abefa ni wiase
so so
ya so wasiada aye nana aye to ne dabre ana pe ba bi ama nana age ade ne be ko ne kukumu no yes so free wasiada be pem sa ene ya wo ye wo mu 5 days ni ye yendumu no
iti that means enana dwi so
ni ade nana akọ Bantema ahimfie no na kopim no num nana wo atwene nanim ana anya ha ho a ba bia nana setu nyamekase ebeko bia no ye ni ho.
So now get me right.
Yes.
Tete omo ko tete no ohene kase bia to ye kwa na kania ene kania iti ade na still
amamre ne ye ntoto na se ye kontwene eti nana King Solomon onti nana amamre ye ne bakọ na setu wo di so se de nananom wo o mo tie e o mo se Asante eyoman Asante nyeku Asante yoman be ebi si da ebi suso mada e kire se ye kire wi se Asante eyoman Asante ye wa amamre e de se Asante eyoman
iti se si anmo kasai e se anajo ye de hema e mu still a so e de ani ko se ye be wie de mba ye bia
pon won shi ye do ahema ekọ eben ye do ahema ekọ ye be to e de nim ana make tutu nya make se se ni bonsu tom eba no be soja etu
mantama se oye tani hetu ma ebe pa no na osene na odidi ntehene
yes
ka se tani hena
na osu ani ba bia otumfo be ko bia wi safa na ni na se otumfo ekọ akoye dia amamre no e wo se ye so tene di nanim ana fo oba che se wo Rite be ba mi
na fe na foku ni nkomo ene nkomo no ewa na aba ba se wukuta pa yas se we ene yasen ene tani ene je se mode enam na madi a na de bebe sin de esen
pa cho wase asa ewo ebi ekire amane amane nso yeto na se nana ose tutu nyame opemsuo titimu ya nana no poku ale num ne nana ma ebeto wo mo no se nana no ekọ ana kwasa na kanya eni ewiase sa atani ana yede ya kanya ame de kwako ana se wo mo ebesa ne mpo ba se na ahoni ko ewu yedie ani titimre mu wo ana ne yede pa so aso ɛmi ɛdi atoa ɛsa anaasɛ ɛko ana akwantu a yɛtuo no ɛso.
na wei
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ otumfo ase ɛyɛ ne hene otumfo atani akua mpɔn bonsu na de atani ɛso sɛmfoɔ efiri memene da yɛde ɛsade kɔsi mpɔduru sɛ otumfo ɛba abɛtena ase a saa atani ɛso ebie ɛkwan mu ɔsɛ nipa bia ehunu egya a wodwane wosuro na otumfo enya kama si ɛso ani na yɛde hwɛ sani wɔn nyinaa na otumfo enya kwan aba abɛtena ase na mpo aduro nyumna so a wɔsɔre mu no yasan ɛsɔ atɛkwa ɛde otumfo fitiya mu ɛnɛ da yi a yɛde nana KONADU YIE mɔtɔ so mmiɛnsa ba kɔ ekura akɔto nana mu no yɛbɛdum ɛwɔ akwan soɔ ɛne kwan nyinaa na saa atani ɛne yɛde bɛhwɛ kwan mu ɛde nana kɔ ekura.
The explanation with the amaipas the adwuma no nso concern. Now my good friend KONADU is here. I will speak to a very good friend. Na honamo say diabo ti Asantehemaa Roma wo hunu se berebi ehene fa na wo esi Manhyia
ka bi wa me ni na me di no mo so ase it is how na pe da kwa ya na be ko da ti sa anso se amaba ene odopim so to mi se ko nyina no onyankopon ba so na mampani for mampani na ka ti adwu ni di wa yo so ha o mampani abecha nso wa ha enti na of staff dia watwa mu ko ene ne o sisi a o mu so aye na nkrakra ye wa na am say he me dey say me dey ni san dey ye Manhyia ma fie wura me dey ni asa ene dey ye asam ti me nua no papa e kwa ntimi nya ne mu enti ne na ne tenase akrakra ya achi a na che say esese ye ba suma ye
na ofu batama no jaju ahomache ehene free ba de na na ya kwaji ediso
kasa hwan ne be tie nimdie brase ne tumi Nyankopon adom omie na no kra ne manfo enu asante secret am ko fa dia hwe ne gina mu ma era obaji aboabo asede wo man mi meduru aso so mo de mo ka say do na radio a o mu tie enti be bi wo Ghana wo ipe nyina ma wo he di tu bia na ya mie suto ni kromu na ya onya dia to kuma pa be na we wo be hunu se we nyina nya sanko be aso nyu obi bia ana onyame e de na adom do ba ko mo bia nyina age be enti wo mu se busu rewa wo mu na ade ya aba beta yi ama Asantehemaa ma fefefe e ya nyina se ti be bia me free ba boko ya se mo aha mo bi so daken.
Ana koko enso aba be pie mu ha o ene nana no omo na o aja na aye to me Manhyia me know they for this burial KONADU YIADOM na yie na koso na Asantehemaa mu a na ahodo busuaku ahodo na bia ayimu bia edemante eno ntino ekoba nso otumi na eno ye hunu wo tipa dodo a no mean speaking the oil kingdom we need to know what they say in me bacha na
bi aka so ma di me da say you me program ye die kire Asantehemaa ne die say in the last ya de nyina ye wo mu no
Samsuma na mabeta TV Palace courage of very right on Monday. It has been a 4-day long activity for display of tradition and culture. All those who have the last respect to the Summer within the house of change. From to far past yesterday, regional chief quite from that issue by Chief Justice Paul Boni is also here. A lot is on in that's what we are seeing now. I have a of group also going to somebody in Manhyia as Asantehemaa people in all the country. To see them being and that's what we also analysts. And they say I'm for their service. I did a passion for another for me. They are sitting here and for and
may dima you say say Yankopon
mo bo enti ena mo ye yɛmba wie ne yɛatɔn na yɛakɔ na mo bɔ mo mpae na sɛ wo ku so na mo tuo sɛn free bɛsɛ na mo ka mo di ku na so foforo Efi no Asantehemaa and now kwaan aside oh you need na de oh you come in there so much so many for you be fie oh na ma Peter am oshana amadu sasa you oh to my more like this or the different I have and so then also area survey boy you I'm the no so no what because my you I didn't also told me they have if they make sure to get it also so your life is one of the all is consistency. I depend on me. I still take you are
out of the sanctions.
Lord, we give passport. He has